For these victims, I always say this line. I say a slap on the wrist is a slap in the face for these victims, and that's the truth. You can't just be able to say sorry and move on, because these victims can't move on. Like, their lives are destroyed by this predatory company. Many of them are suicidal. They face severe depression. They can't hold a job. Some of them can't go out of their house because they're afraid to look around the grocery store and think of who saw their abuse. And they call it the immortalization of their trauma. I think it's important to understand the consequence for these victims, that it's not only that they had to be raped, but then that rape is being used on the world's most mainstream sites for profit and pleasure, that it's being downloaded and then redistributed again and again and again. They're obsessed with trying to find their videos of abuse and trying to take them off the internet. And they say, long after I'm gone, people will still be getting profit and pleasure from the worst moments of my life. And that's a form of torture for these victims. And so because of that, the consequence for Pornhub has to be severe, and Mindgeek and its executives. So we just want to keep up the pressure. And I really do believe that real justice means the site is shut down.
Yeah, and right there with you. It's something I really think will I hope and pray that we do see the day where, like you said, you type it in the Google search bar and it's like the site has been ceased. um that's real PTSD there that these victims are going through, like you're saying, it sticks with them for their life. What can people do? What can the average person hearing this, maybe they're familiar with you already. If not, we'll get them linked up to the petition. I don't know if you still need signatures on that. I know it's you've garnered over 2.2 million signatures on this petition. What can the average person do to be involved? I
Mhm.
mean, is it sending
Yeah.
letters to their governor? Is it picketing in
Yes.
front of Congress, or like, yeah, what somebody's like, I'm ready, like
All
this
of it.
is this yeah. So where can people help? What can somebody
Mhm.
do?
Well, so first of all, very basic, awareness is the doorway to all action and accountability. So you can't hold someone accountable for something if you don't know it happened. So people need to share this information. People need to know about this injustice of what's happening on the world's most popular porn site and others like it. Um, Obviously, go sign the petition. We need more signatures. I mean, people wouldn't imagine what a signature can do. The amount of media that has been generated just from the sheer numbers on this petition have been really astounding. And so, we want to see that continue to grow until we reach the goal. We haven't reached the goal yet. Pornhub has not been shut down. Its executives have not yet been held fully accountable. And so we want to see that. So you can go to traffickinghubpetition.com. You can contribute financially if you want to at the Justice Defense Fund.org. We're supporting and empowering survivors to pursue lawsuits against these predatory companies. And so you can do that at justicedefensefund.org. And then you can, yes, talk to your politicians, talk to your lawmakers. They're there to respond to you. They work for you. You can contact them and say, I want to see legislation to prevent this. There's a few pieces of legislation that are coming up in the US that have been introduced and will be reintroduced to provide age and consent verification for these sites. And so, look into those. One was called SISIA, it's the Stop Internet Sexual Exploitation Act. Another is called the Earn It Act, that enables companies like Pornhub and other tech companies that are responsible for allowing child sexual abuse to be on their site for victims to be able to hold them accountable. Support that legislation, and then speak with your wallet. Don't go to these sites and support these abuse and exploitation empires. Just say no, and just that's what they care most about. That's what I've realized, is that trafficking is about finances. Traffickers are exploiting because they can make money doing it. And that comes down to the consumer. So stop consuming from these sites that are obviously enabling and profiting from criminal sex acts.